3 favorite D&D creators, and I will turn them into monsters.
It's been 48 hours, you all have voted, and they have been tallied, and the winner is... my good buddy Sea Cow Explosion. Go follow him. Yeah, and this one, wasn't even a contest, okay? You got first place, and the next person who got, a third the amount of votes. You got, over 25 votes. But anyway, here we go. I give you the Cowsea. Bonus points if you know what this is from. Anyway, onto the stats. The Cowsea is a magical manatee from the land of fancy. The Cowsea is a tanky little manatee with very strong magic resistance. He's got a feature called Slippery Fellow, where his entire body is covered with something that's not quite mucus, but it's best to use that description anyway. When he reaches 0 HP, he has an explosive death by channeling up all of his pent-up edge. He's got 2 special actions. One is Spatula Whack. We all know where that's going. And my favorite, the Call-Out. The Cowsea is an expert at goading others into aggressive action. He lets out a shriek that causes psychic damage and goads all other players into attacking him. Seriously though, this is fun, buddy. I love you. All the best. Sorry about the delay on my posts there. I've been busy taking care of my kids, and they're incredibly loud. Makes it very hard to film anything. But anyway, let's get on to the second winner. A man who needs no introduction at all, Super Mimic. So let's get down to the stats. I present to you the Uber Ultra Mimic, or in other words, the Now, you'll have to excuse me, I did not take the easy route, but everything about him was telling me that he was very charming and very charismatic and a very nice guy, so I did a little bit of a play on a mimic, but also with a kind of a domineering spellcaster. The Uber Ultra Mimic, or the is an uber charismatic and very intelligent doppelganger. Its most unique feature is its intoxicating charm, meaning all creatures within 10 feet of it must have a wisdom saving throw, otherwise be charmed by the He's also a worthy adversary with many spells at his disposal, like Misty Step, Suggestion, Counterspell, Polymorph, Confusion, and Dominate Person. He doesn't have too many physical attacks, but instead uses his charm and pleasant demeanor to get himself out of any sticky situation. I've been pretty busy all day, but we're on to the third and final winner of the contest where I stat your favorite content creators. And the third winner was Deontuological. Am I putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable? Anyway, she goes by the Lady of Chaos, so that was my inspiration for this one. I give you the large chaotic evil fae, the Lady of Chaos. On to the stats! Out of my 3 creations, she is by far the most powerful. She is the Lady of Chaos. A CR14 large fae creature, she is all about bringing chaos to the battlefield. Besides having magic weapons and magic resistance, she has chaos-charged weapons. And my personal favorite, her reaction... embodiment of wild magic. The Lady Chaos radiates wild energy from all planes of existence, and damaging her disrupts reality itself. As a reaction, when she takes damage from any source, she can choose to roll on the Sorcerer's Wild Magic Surge table. And she can do this twice per round, causing mayhem on the battlefield. Deontuological, I love your content, keep it up. This was really super fun, you deserve it. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the winner of our second D&D Creator Contest. He's a newcomer and rising star to the D&D community, it's Blackthorn's Apothecary. Taking a look at your content, you are definitely a spellcaster, but you got some good vibes, so here's your monster. I'm calling you the Mage Blackthorn. And yes, this is Isaac from Castlevania, but let's go on. Alright, here it is, and take a screenshot. The Mage Blackthorn is a lawful neutral spellcaster. A highly intelligent spellcaster with 2 unique abilities. The Mage Blackthorn is all about keeping his enemies at bay, so he's got the Blackthorn Aura. At will, he can conjure Blackthorns from the ground that can damage and restrain enemies within 30 feet radius centered on him. Creatures that constantly try to press a melee advantage on him are going to be restrained, take damage, and actually be pulled away. Even if they are able to do any damage, he's still got the Ward of Positive Vibes. The universe itself seems to protect this cheerful wizard, offering magical ward with 30 hit point. Any damage that is done to the mage is redirected to the wards itself. And he's got a cool life-draining dagger. Congratulations, and we'll be watching your career with much interest. We're now on to winner number 2 of the second D&D Creator Contest. I tallied up dozens of votes for the blind GM. Yours was a little bit tricky, and I definitely wanted to put the monster back into the Monster D&D Creator Contest, but I took some cues from the Blind Seer and the Wholesome Inquisitor, so here's your monster. I present to you the tanky Blind Inquisitor. And yeah, I made you a turtle, so just roll with it. Alright, here's your stat block. Pause to snapshot. Becoming blinded in battle is never gonna stop this tanky little turtle. He's got high strength, high constitution, high armor class, and he also has a reaction called Deflect Missile. The Inquisitor's shell is remarkable for defense. In response to being hit by a ranged weapon attack, he can turn his body and use his shell to deflect the missile. He can swing his maul with deadly effect as well as pairing it with martial advantage, meaning it can deal even more damage if his allies are near the enemy he's attacking. Alright man, this was a fun one. I hope you enjoy your stat block, alright? The third and final winner of my creator contest, you knew this was coming, buddy. So here's your monster, Commander Uwu. I am just kidding. That would be terrible. I'm sorry. I wouldn't do that to you. Okay, here's your real monster. You are, forever, the maestro of many voices. And I'll be honest, you are the first monster to actually have legendary actions. You are that powerful, sir. Pause to check out your stats. The Maestro of Many Voices, aka the voice of God himself, is a celestial spellcaster who uses his voice. His weapons cause radiant damage, he's got magical resistance, he's got a buttload of powerful spells, and he has divine awareness, meaning he knows if he hears a lie or if he's being seduced. He's got a badass microphone cane sword as well as healing words 3 per day. He can teleport away from danger, he can cast Dominate Person with no concentration, and he has the ultimate vocal ability, Dismissal, which in a nutshell is similar to the Solar's Slaying Longbow. I told you I would not disappoint, and it was fun statting you into the angel that you truly are, sir. Man, this last creator contest got a lot of votes, but one of your primary winners is Brooklyn Tuesday. So obviously go ahead and follow her. Your monster was a little bit tricky, but it's very unique, being as that it's the least combat capable. Let me explain. All of your content is very thought-provoking and intelligent, and you're an expert on D&D. So I present to you the Lady Lorekeeper. Okay, here's your stats. Pause to read. The Lady Lorekeeper's race is an omnipresent because Brooklyn Tuesday is everywhere. Not quite a celestial or a fiend or a demon, but just something ancient and powerful altogether. Incredibly high intelligence and wisdom, charisma, but very low physical stats, low hit points, and a very high AC. She is proficient in literally all knowledge skills. The big thing about her is she's very hard to capture or pin down, moving freely through time and space and into the ethereal plane. She's got limited magic immunity, inscrutable, and psychic absorption, and a lot of spells to help her upkeep her books and record keeping. Brooklyn Tuesday, you're creative, insightful, and I hope you enjoy your monster. I feel like this filter is oddly acceptable to announce the next winner of the D&D Creator Contest. You might want to put on some gloves so you don't cut yourself from all the edge of the Raven Syndicate. I told you I was basing your monster on one of my favorites from all time, the Nightwalker. So here you are, the Dark Father. The Dark Father is a huge chaotic evil undead with an extreme amount of strength and durability. Highly resistant and immune to many different types of damages and conditions. You have a unique astral raven aura that damages all enemies within 30 feet around you. Although you have a little bit of an allergy to sunlight, you're still a life eater, meaning anything you drop to 0 hit points ain't coming back unless it's with a wish spell. You're not afraid of the front lines, you're gonna fly into battle with your raking claws attack. And if things get really hairy, once a day you can go ahead and summon an army of shadow minions to your side. Looking at the content on your channel, I just got so hyped up because I immediately knew you'd want this guy. Let's just take a moment to appreciate how awesome this is. The third and final winner of our third D&D Creator Contest is right here. And that's GM Jordan. I was going to say that your mustache was an inspiration for your character, but your content is creative, wholesome, and welcoming. So I went along the lines of a very welcoming and helpful druid. So here you are, the Welcomer. Here's your stats, sir. Go ahead and pause to read. Not gonna lie, I was envisioning more of a Lorax type character just due to that mustache, but we're past that now. The Welcomer is a good-natured forest spirit who is a master of all things flora and fauna. He is capable of effortlessly communicating with all the forest spirits and animals. Magic weapons, magic resistance, as well as some basic innate spellcasting. Being lawful good, he usually avoids combat altogether. But when he needs to, he pulls out his boomstick. It's literally just a magical stick that can cause thunder damage and knock his enemies flying. He uses his magic to teleport away from danger as well as heal other forest critters. And when all else fails, more boomstick. Alright, GM Jordan, enjoy your monster, you deserve it. This last contest was really heating up, so I'm going to need some power and inspiration to drive through. With this winner right here, Rev DMC 24/7. My concept for you was that of the warrior father, but also training a young bard. What better way than to be a bard yourself? So that means you are the legendary Barbarian. So here you are, sir. Pause to read. The Barbarian is obviously very strong, tanky, and very charismatic. He can't be frightened, and he's resistant to thunder damage because he deals thunder damage. He's got plenty of spells and physical capabilities to help him out in combat. He can go into a rampage, he's very reckless, and he can go into a trampling charge, which also does thunder damage. When he's not repeatedly smacking things with his greatsword, he's got the Divine Call. He sings a song of pure righteousness, which inspires all allies within 30 feet of him to gain +1 AC, 1 on their attack rolls, and temporary hit point. Rev DMC 24/7, this was a pretty cool one. I think it's fitting. Hope you enjoy your monster. On to the second winner of our fourth D&D Creator Monster Contest. It's somebody who got close to 50 votes. That is DungeondykePaula. I was just at such ease and so comforted as I was looking over all of your content on your channel. If If I'm not being too forward, you seem very loving and motherly, which led to the inspiration of the fierce and fiery Motherin. Despite her fiery appearance, the Motherin is a neutral good beast. She watches over lesser forest creatures and spirits and fays alike. Very high dexterity, constitution, as well as charisma. She protects her flock with fiery intensity. She absorbs fire damage, she has a true fire form, and she's got flyby, illumination, and legendary resistance. Her beak and talon attacks not only do normal damage, but fire as well. And this is our second entry onto the list of legendary creatures. She can peck your eyes out, fly all over the battlefield, as well as having her amazing ability, Radiant Warmth. A soothing ring of fire that heals all allies. This one was a pretty cool one, Paula. I hope you enjoy your monster. We're now getting to the third and final winner of the fourth installment of the D&D Creator Monster Contest, and that is the AMDM. Now, the monster selection for you would have been pretty obvious, but I want to give it a fun twist, which is why I'm presenting to you the Mimic Rancher. Here's your stats on the Mimic Rancher. Pause to read. Not an actual mimic yourself, you're just a normal guy who breeds, trains, and raises mimics. Weirdly enough, it's a little bit of a taboo to breed and raise mimics in the area where you live. But somehow, he always ends up being on the wrong side of the law. His mimics are so well trained, he can use them as living weapons to defend his lifestyle. Good strength, good charisma, he's got a little bit of innate spellcasting, and he also has mimic items. At any given time, he's got up to 3 items on him that are totally not mimics. He can use these mimics as a hand axe or a plow to cause damage himself, or he can toss them onto the ground and just have them turn into mimics and start attacking his foes. And again, these 3 things are totally not mimics. This one was actually pretty funny, man. I hope you enjoy your monster.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.